All right, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Minetest gameplay of sorts. Yeah. Uh-huh. So far, we... Oh, right off the bat, OBS Studio is not playing nice. So if you're seeing this, yeah. So, it's a lovely day out in Chicago. 66 degrees. It is gorgeous out. So we are going to take a look at what I've been up to and cut down that willow tree. I'll put something else. I'm going to put a custom tree in there. That'll be the next video. But for right now, we're going to go look at what I've been up to. And I wanted to do a build. You know, I wanted to actually do videos with building in them. So I did. The only problem was when I hit stop recording on OBS, that bug it reared its ugly head again. And I did all this area here, and it didn't record any of it. So, as you can see, I walked down this road, and this road is the new... So this is going to link the little village over here with the castle area. This is what we're working on here is the public facing part of the castle. So real quickly, let's do an overview. Over here is like a meeting house. There's going to be a business in the bottom. We'll look at that in a second. So what I've done over here is I extended this patio off of this castle part here. So it looks a lot more normal. Gives it a real nice depth without going out too much. As we come up in here and we come out, because this whole area here, it looked like there was a patio, but it was false. So they can come out here and overlook the harbor and the fountain and everything else. And this is like the public ceremonial center. And that leads over to the private quarters of the castle. That's what's going to tie in the other face of the castle. Then you come down here, and I should put some kind of like guardhouse or something here, but this is meant for the people. Not like ceremonies and stuff, but people can come hang out and enjoy the gardens and the view, because there's going to be on the other side of this fountain, there's going to be a massive garden and partial garden over here, which is going to set off this area. Then you get into the more industrial part. So here's the first house that's built in here, and this is going to be like a little restaurant and whatever we can have over here, somebody doing something. And then back here, this is going to be an access way to get into the castle or into the secret areas embedded in the mountain. And then there's going to be stairs over here. I like this default desert stone brick textures in the texture pack that I'm using, the John Smith texture pack that I've kind of played with. That looks cool for a fireplace. I wish it was a little deeper, but it breaks up the monotony of using cobblestone and that. And then this is like a cooking area. These are fireflies. I guess in 5.01, it comes standard. They're stock. So I updated my server. And Tech French had put in a comment about that I should put music in my videos in between the parts where I'm not talking. And every time I do that, no matter if I use Apple samples or whatever, some idiot out there wants to copyright claim, even if the samples are free to use, because one of CD Baby's alleged artists who took an Apple sample and then put a drum track behind it, and she called it her song. Tried to copy strike one of my videos because I used that in an intro, which Apple loops are free and available to use for anybody. So you can't fight it. There's nothing you could do. So I had to take it out, and I wrote a scathing letter, which I never heard anything back from, of course, because they don't care. And yeah, if you're going to call yourself an artist and you're going to use free samples, you got to understand that other people can use those same free samples to do whatever they want with. So there. So on this house here, that's basically why I don't. And I've put music in videos before. However, there's only so many free samples with the Google YouTube library. And after you use them all, you know, it's kind of, well, you're going to use the same one over and over again. So I'm toying with that idea again. So this is going to be like, this is a meeting hall where people can congregate. And then we're going to have a little restaurant area down here. And then we could have a little bake shop or something on this side. And there's fireplaces that go all the way up. I want to do something with this area in here also. And I might dig it out and then create a wall that goes up. That's an idea. And along this side, where that block is going to be the first floor. And then it's going to come up maybe probably two or three floors, because this street level would be the second floor. And I could leave it there, or I can go up even one more, make it a third level. And the whole reasoning behind this is where it starts to get industrious. And then you can take the roadway out to the rural area of the village where all the farming is done and the animals are done, you know, over here. This part over here is like the business side of the castle. So this is going to be, and I built all this, and it's not really that hard, but, and all this area in the house is going to have more detail to it. And this is, you know, the area is going to have more detail, and the gardens going in. So these are towers, which I might extend up, but this is not supposed to be as elaborate as the towers on, you know, the other two sides of the castle, where you have the ceremonial side and you have the private quarter side, and then off into distance here, there's going to be a tower here, which provides overlook for everybody over there and protects the library and stuff like that. So we have protection from every angle. So this is not going to creep up all the way to the top. But then again, I might do that. So this is going to be dug out, obviously, and go back, so I can put stairs in to the different levels and different offices, sort of medieval offices and stuff like that. So we have this. We have a little balcony here, so people can come out and go from there. Yeah, I have a hole in the floor. I can actually extend that up one. So that's going to be dug out. So now I need to figure out what I'm going to do with this area here. So this area has a lot of possibility. Let's go up and see what we can do here. So all I did, I wonder how, that's 20. You know what I'm going to do? And this is how I build. And I'm a very slow builder, as everybody has figured out. I use a lot of world edit because why not? It's there. So I'm going to do one. I'm going to look up, and I am going to create another cylinder. It's 5 and 5, 20 stone brick, hollow, but we're going to go 40. Why not? Ooh. Let us see how. You know, I think I like the 40 because it peaks out right here. So that's going to bring it up here. I think we found a happy medium. So let's go do this one real quick. There's no, I don't find it, you know, people say, oh, you're cheating, you're not playing survival. No. This whole game, I use this game as a relaxation. And that's probably why I build so slow. Now, there's going to be detail in these towers. So they're going to be detailed out. And then we have this area here. And you know what? So let's see how this is going to look. Let's bring this up by one more. But we're going to go here, just like we did on the bottom. No, we didn't do anything. I did it. So what's been going on in my world? I finally got my server updated. My server was at 1404. Why is that like that? Doesn't matter. My server was at 1404.6, I believe, which Ubuntu ended life on May 20th. So I had to rush. Well, I didn't have to rush. I had been trying to update my server for a while, but I'd make a snapshot backup and I would try to upgrade it. Why is that only one? And that's two. Oh, one. And then we come up here. I would upgrade it and it, there was a lot of problems. Too many problems where I had to figure out a whole bunch of things with my certificates and stuff like that to get them to work. Well, I figured it all out and I upgraded, and what ended up happening was okay, so we have this area 1. So this area is going to go back. That's what we'll do. We are going to go back. And I updated the 1604. Perfect. So what ended up happening is all my PHP code that I wrote for my personal website and other projects that I've done in the past had broke. So my custom charts, that all the years that I recorded like walk data and stuff like that, it all broke. Parts of it broke. So I had to go back in and rewrite all my PHP code. And I wrote it 4 years ago, and looking at it, I was like, man, you could tell I'm not a professional developer. I am a heck developer. So it was a challenge, let me tell you. Let me get this real quickly here. Well, the whole point was to bring this out. Because I wanted to scale out. That'll work. That'll work. Here's why. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Because there's a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Come back here. That all lines up. So we are going to create this kind of little world here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because that's where that goes. That'll work perfectly. So I upgraded the server, took snapshots and everything else, so I could always go back. And I went back several times, and because I had problems that I ran into and had to redo them, so they ended up working out. The server, all the certificates, everything came over, so that worked. The databases came over. 1, 2, 3, 4. The databases came over fine. Just my PHP code didn't. And let me do this here. So one of the things is I'm using these PK or the simple arcs. This is stone. So you could either do that, like that mod does it, or you could do it the Minecrafty style and do it like that. Both look good, but this gives more of the rounded that I like, even though it's not completely. I like to keep everything as boxy as possible. So this is the theme. We're just going to keep going up with this. Now is where this is going to come out. So we have this here, and we're going to go here, and then we're going to go here, and we're going to just keep continuing this on to make a ledge, and we're going to bring it out one more. Cool. Now let's connect them. It'll work. So all the code that I wrote 4 years ago, it was correct at the time, I guess, but because of like MySQL database went from 5.5 to 5.7, there were things that stopped working or were depreciated, and I didn't realize it. So all my queries, a couple of my queries failed, and my PHP connect code and stuff like that failed. That looks cool. I'm liking that. So I rewrote it. So if you go to the website, that's all working now. So that creates, I might go one more. And so it's going to create this grand area here. And like I said, this is going to be used for the business side of the castle. So we're going to cut this out and go back into the mountain. And what that'll do is, let's say, let's try something real quickly. This is the beauty of what I like working with this game, because I use this game as a relaxation. And it's getting dark out for whatever reason. I use this game as a relaxation. Oh, look at that. I wonder how this will bring us out right here. You know what? Let's just play. Because I wanted to show. Oh, that's so cool. So if I come here and let's go, let's just do this. I have a backup. This is one. We're going to come back out here and we're actually going to go 2. That defeated the purpose. We have to put a block in here. And we have to call this 1. And because... All right. Let's set these nodes. Let's get rid of these nodes here. Set nodes to air. Bam. Now let's go see what damage we did. And this is all going to be walled off and stuff like that. Now I could do map fix. Let's see. And that will fix my lighting. I think I made it worse. Doesn't Tomata? So we have any Game of Thrones fans out there? If you watched the last episode of Game of Thrones, were you satisfied with it? Did you like it? Oh, I didn't think about that. Oh, that doesn't matter. Because this is the hall. This is the access that's going to come out here. Okay. So I binged watched Game of Thrones, and I watched all. Oh, we're going to do that. That'll work. Oh, that's nice. Except for that'll work. Because here's my idea on this. So this is going to be, all this has got to be removed anyway. And this is the wall that will go up. Okay, what did I use here? Let me turn this on here. This is default cobble. So let's take this back. There's a method to my madness, as they say. All this stuff has got to be removed. But for right now, these walls are going to continue up. Except, you know what I'm going to have to do? I'm going to have to do this on an angle. Yeah, that'll work. That will work. To create, I'm going to have to create a diagonal door. If that makes any sense. Because this is the wall of the other side. All right, that's going to work. And then I'm going to beautify this in here. So I'm going to figure out how to create a diagonal entrance into this area. So that will take care of that. And then there's going to be stairs that go up into this level here. Very cool. Wow. Just do that for right now, just to give it some. Three. I like 3. All right, that figures that out. Because these go back. I have to really start working on this area. Which, duh, that's what I'm doing. So, and then this is a continuation. All right, that'll work. And everything is a work in progress. So I will be able to continue on with making, beautifying this area and adding in different levels of detail and stuff like that. So obviously the floor is going to get changed. And there's going to be rooms here. So we're going to divide this off with more archways and stuff like that. So it's not going to be a completely open chamber. And it's going to look somewhat realistic. So there's actually going to be a door here. Or no, this is going to be open. So we're going to come back about 4. And we're going to put a door real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do 5. Put a couple doors in here. So we are 2 away from there. See, I told you, Is that lined up? Yes, it is. 1, 2, 3. That takes care of that. And then this side, we're only 2. Huh. And that's because to keep it symmetrical, it's to make it look good. You're going to have, because everything's not completely centered in this natural area, it's going to be, you're going to have more blocks on one side than the other, and that's fine. So back here, we are going to do some wood. I like this idea, and then I can't remember where I saw that. But basically what it does... Wait a minute. I knew I messed that up. I wanted to come down here. And I'm going to make... I don't know if I'm going to make that material better. But then it gets enclosed. Well, putting that light there was a waste of time, now wasn't it? And that's the whole point of this game, is just to do something that you like, to make this work. So that's why I'm always revising something. There's always something that, because I want to hide the wood, but I want the wood to show for there. So that'll pull off that, and then we're going to put some doors in here. And for doors, I want doors in the center. I'm going to use my center firing doors. These are glass doors. Yeah, let's put some glass doors here. Wood door left, wood door right. You know, let's play around with that. That'll work. And that's from Too Many Nodes, the C doors. And it's basically the center door. So you can see that door is centered in the node, compared to, we go back out, if we just do door, the normal door is going to be this one. And you can see how wood door left, wood door. Now, where is the door that I wanted? I already have that door. Wood door right, wood door left. I thought there was another one. Extra core, extra doors. Try that one, because I'm getting all mixed up with my doors. So if we come out here, you can see now that this door is on the edge of the node, compared to this door, which is on the center of the node. Somebody asked about that. They go, well, I don't see that. Well, oh, I'm looking at that going, why is that? There we go. That makes more sense. So I might use, I'm kind of don't like the doors that I have to play with. I want to add more doors. I need more doors. Okay. So this area is done up nicely. It's protected. So the villagers will be able to come down. I like that look. The villagers will be able to come down and they'll be able to do their business in here. And then they can go to the other side. So that's how we link together those two sides of the castle. So for this, we are going to continue this up and do some kind of real neat glass windows. I'm going to put some detail in here. I don't know if I'm going to strip back this area here so I could add more detail to make it look like the other part, or start the detail up here. And then up here is where I'm going to start finalizing it. And then we're going to put some cap on. I don't know if I'm going to do a tower similar. I like this style tower here. I like the amount of detail that's in this. So I might use that, or I can do something like this for my towers. And then we also have towers around the front. So I have 3 different style of towers that I can utilize. Or I could just do a tower like that with a platform on it. So it all depends on what I'm feeling like, what's actually going to look good. But the towers will be all at different levels. I like that. And I like the fact that this is all in the mountain. There's my fancy chimney on there. And I don't want to keep... So I am going to have houses along this line here. There might be something over here to go into the landscape. And then this is where it starts thinning out into the little village over here with all the farm fields. So there, that's going to do it. But this is how I start to flesh out my castle. And somebody put, well, it's too much work. Not really. I mean, this is real. I can do some decorative things in here. This is how I build, and this is what makes it so relaxing. I should bring this out one more so it makes this whole area sweep, but we've tied it all together, which is really cool. I don't think I need this block anymore because this block is centered with that pillar. So that will work. And then everything else is detail, just beautifying the area, detail, adding plants and stuff like that to bring this area to life. And we've tied together the little village with the city and the castles. And then obviously we have our shipping area over there, which I can extend those docks if I need to. So this is coming along really nice. I was going to say cool. It's coming along really awesomely. And go from there. So it's been a pretty eventful week. Like I said, I got my server fixed. I did try going up to the latest LTS release, and it broke everything horrendously. So now I'm going to have to rethink my upgrade strategy on my server. So we're going to stack this real quick just to close this area up. Stack by 10. And then I'll be able to do something with this. So what I'm thinking about doing like with this is bringing in a different material and actually sloping a roof up. I think that'll work real nicely. So it's just another face of the castle, because this whole mountain is the castle. And I can do the nice thing about building inside of something, building inside of the side of a mountain or something like that, that was redundant, is that you have endless amounts of room. You're not, you're not physically restrained. It would have looked, that would have been really cool if it kind of bled out here, but I don't want to. And like I said, over here, I might dig this whole area out and put a wall. I think I like that idea better for this side because it gives it more industrial. I can fit one more like house in here, one more building. All right, so that's going to do it. And yeah, on upgrading servers and stuff like that, I found that syslog was my best friend because I was able, and I don't program professionally, so I'm not always in programming. I hadn't touched that PHP code. I might close that up because that looks kind of weird. I haven't touched that PHP code in almost 4 years, or 3.5 years when I did the charting projects. And so I thought I took good enough notes, but I guess I didn't because I'm sitting there going, why did I do this? Why did I write that piece of code? And I was able to try to load it and then go back into the syslogs and the Apache error logs. And, it's a 505 error. Okay, there's something wrong. It's not reaching the database. It's not doing this. And then putting in different points where I could see where the failure was. And after I realized about using all the logs and the error, error reporting and stuff like that, I was able to fix problems. And I'm kind of embarrassed to say this, but I say it so somebody else can go, oh, okay, well, I won't make the same mistake that idiot made. And it took me 2 hours to fix all my code, and I had been screwing around with it for a little over 4 hours, or about 8, let's say 8 hours, including the server upgrade the previous day. So yeah, that's 8 hours of my life I won't get back, but I know better now. So I learned from my mistakes. So that's the positive thing about this whole thing. So thank you very much for joining. Yeah, I'm going to build them more, and we'll come back and do that area. What also happened on the server was my Minetest. It worked, but the server removed a whole bunch of packages on an update, obsolete packages, and so I rebooted, or it didn't reboot. And I was playing the game in the modern world. It was 4.16 on the server. So I was playing it, and then all of a sudden everything started to get real laggy, and it just locked up and died. So I went back in there, and I was searching for, I tried the commands to restart the Minetest server, and it said Minetest cannot be found. It was running in memory. So the server upgrade had removed the Minetest packages, but since I didn't reboot, it didn't pull it out of memory. So the game was running in memory. So I didn't lose anything, but I had to do the Minetest PPA for Ubuntu because the stable version that they have in the repositories is 4.13. Yeah, we're highly up there. So it upgraded to 5.01, and I can't find deb files, or I could try to build 4.16 or 4.17, and I can try to compile the code. So my modern world is now on the local computer working fine, and my medieval world is now on the server. So we will go from there, and I will update more in the future. So thank you very much for watching, and until the next video, goodbye.